Hello.
Hello.
Do everything sound good?
Um, Everything sounds good.
Ice cream sounds good.
Ice cream sounds good. Uh, I don't know how to start this show. My heart is broken. Um, how many more do we have to go through?
All of them, Kelly. We have decided that we live in a death culture and there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, I wish I could say there was, but have you seen the list? I mean, someone published a list of all the school shootings
Oh yeah,
in, the last since 1988, and it scrolls down and down and down and down, and nothing ever changes. And
nothing ever
I have
changes.
given up caring. I really have. I mean, obviously I care about the victims, but I don't think that my worrying about it is going to change a goddamn thing.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm sorry to start the show off on a bummer note. It's been a tough 2 days emotionally for me, and as the news comes out, first of all, welcome. Thank you for sharing your time with us. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week, the weekly podcast that's often twice the value of the real thing.
Uh, yeah. So another effed up school shooting. 19 children, 2 teachers. Dude was in the school for about 40 to 60 minutes. He can't buy a beer, but he can go buy an assault rifle. So there you go. That's what this country's all about. And I'm tired. Tired of it.
Well, a friend of mine of course, always is stirring up the internet when such things happen. He posted today, what could have been done? And of course, the obvious answer is, what do they do everywhere else? But he's like, oh, we can't outlaw guns because then we'll have a civil war and only the people with guns will win. It's like, that's literally like we live under the threat of the people we let have guns, as if there's no way that we could just stop selling them and eventually let them all go away. I don't know. It's frustrating.
I don't
Like,
know.
this guy
I don't know.
thinks he's liberal, but I don't know how to listen to him talk.
I don't know. 50 senators doing nothing. I'm numb, you guys. I'm numb. Okay. Yeah, it is right now what it is, and my heart goes out to the families. Um, I'm just so sad. As we just fall further and further into just this chaos.
Yes. Well, we're not falling further. We're just not going anywhere. We are exactly where we have been. This is the status quo. The availability of guns is not going to change. Um, eh, Unless there's serious changes in the legislature, and that seems to
Mm-hmm.
be kind of hard. Like, we know the pendulum's going to swing back. At least I assume the pendulum's going to swing back
Mm-hmm.
to the right in these midterms. So, like, don't hold your breath. That's one good piece of advice that my exercise software gives me. Uh, don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath. All right, deep breath here.
Well, Kelly, take a deep breath because it's time for
Yes.
our opening segments. I'm going to keep this on track. It's time for our
Keep it
opening
on
segment,
track.
Conversation Starters, sponsored this week by Whereabouts. Tonight's Conversation Starter comes from ESL Vault 25, Conversation Starters for Pirates. That's right. It
Oh,
doesn't matter what you type into Google. It's going to give you something. So, Kelly, I want to ask you, would you rather have a peg leg or a hook for a hand?
a peg leg. I would
And
take
why
the peg
is
leg.
that? Why is that?
Because I do so many things with my hands. A hook hand would be a difficult thing to work with, and I would be super frustrated. I could deal better with a peg leg than I could with a hook hand.
Well, you can't deal unless you got two working hands. You can't
Well,
deal
that's
the cards
true.
anyway. Yeah.
That's
Well, I think
true.
I came down on the same side. I'm not sure in what context I'd ever be forced to make this decision. Like, Captain Shortbeard, your hand and foot are both on fire, but there's only enough water to put out one of them. Hurry, man, choose. I suppose I'd rather be able to fix something than run away fast. And so, like you, that means I'll take the peg leg and keep my hands.
Yes,
Janice and
take
the
the peg
Dozens,
leg.
please tell us about which limb you'd rather lose to piracy. And while you're at it, please consider supporting Here All Week on Patreon. Join our Baker's Dozen and get an early access to our videos on YouTube. The link is in the thing. I just posted
Is
a new video today from like a
you
month
did?
ago. I'm a little
You
behind.
did. I love that. That's okay if you're a month behind. We need people to
Because
tell other people.
podcasts never go out of style.
Podcasts never go out of style. And as far as being a month behind on the video stuff, because audience, our dozens, dirty dozens, please tell your friends about this show because, we'd like to see more than than 6 or 7 views on the old YouTube.
I think we have 10 subscribers on YouTube now. Maybe it's even more. I need to go and check those numbers again.
That's awesome that we have 10. We are so close to a dozen. We are so close.
A dozen.
I love that.
I know, that's right. Well, there'll soon be numbers you can see with the naked eye, and then in 5 years we'll get our first ad revenue. It'll be exciting.
It'll be exciting. We put all this effort in, and in 5 years it comes to fruition.
This effort is creating things of lasting beauty, Kelly. If they don't listen now, they're going to listen later, and it's going to be just as good. I promise.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
You can't get worse.
Okay. Yeah. Please promise. Please promise. Let's see. From a website called what is it? Called MSN.com.
Oh, I've
different
heard of
website.
them.
Yeah, I thought this was a different website. Let's see. Exorbitant pricing on essential goods such as coffee and therapy and rent. But when airports start charging nearly $28 for a single beer, wow.
I don't
That's
know,
a lot
man.
of money.
The demand pricing is how economies work. We can all complain about it, but complaining is part of the system. If someone's not complaining, you're not charging enough. That's how, I'm not going to say we all opted into this because we were born here, right? We didn't have a choice, but we're all playing the capitalism or consumerism game now. So yes. Airport beer is going to cost $26. I was in an airport just today and bought no beer. Not exactly in protest. I don't like beer, but still,
Right.
Had
Still.
anything I needed been $26, I probably would have said, "How badly do I need this?" And then I would have got on my plane.
So
36 hours late.
Oh,
I've got a story for
no.
you. Yeah, that's right. All right.
Excellent. Let me
But
give you
first,
some
back
numbers
to the
here.
news of the day.
Yeah, let me give you some numbers in regards to what you can get for $28 for one beer. But let's see, the following snacks cost as much as one very average summer ale at LaGuardia. So this is in New York. 112 high C boxes, juice boxes.
I think, but are those high C boxes at the airport? At the airport is part of that price. They got to realize that.
I don't know. I'm just going by what they have. So
You could go through a nickel gumball machine all the way to the dust before you went through $28 in nickels. The thing won't hold enough balls.
It's true. Let's see. There's 119 fruit roll-ups you can get for $28.
I think they're underestimating the price of a fruit roll-up. Speaking
I
as
think
someone
they
who
are.
has those in my house.
214 Totino's pizza rolls.
Oh, now you're starting to make me hungry. I'm on a weird schedule today.
But that just kind of gives you an idea what $28 buys you. So one beer or 214 Totino's pizza rolls.
I got
choice.
out of Taco Time for $31 today. We got
Oh,
two
my
lunches
gosh.
and some extra because I was hungry.
Yeah.
So I mean, one beer
Yeah.
or two people's lunches at a taco themed fast food restaurant. It's not Mexican. I won't call it Mexican. Taco Time
No.
is like the least Mexican food in the entire
is.
United States.
It is if a robot dreamed of Mexican food.
It's AI generated. They have a dish they used to call Mexi fries, but they finally changed the name to I don't know. I still call them Mexi fries. I've called them Mexican fries for 30 years, but they're tater tots.
They're tater tots.
And I think now they call them tot fries or spud barglers. I don't know what they call them now, but hello, Kelly. Remind me
Hi.
to reset the video after you do that. Kelly has just zoomed gently in so that
I just
her image
zoomed
looks
gently
more like
and I
mine.
realized that
Yeah.
my head was appearing much smaller than
No, I
Jane's
do this
on
every time
video
I cut the
screen.
videos. I'm like, Kelly's head is smaller. I can't make mine any bigger, so I have to
Yeah.
zoom in on her.
Anyway, when I first moved to the area, because Taco Time is specifically West Coast kind of stuff. There's no Taco Time back in Michigan. And so when I moved out here, they're like, Mexi fries. I'm like, ooh, what is this delicious
That's
treat that-
tantalizing.
Tantalizing, because I thought maybe it was, something that had to do with, with papitos or, sliced potatoes or something. Nope. I got Mexi fries and I opened up the box and it was a pile of tater tots. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I
They're
think
not
the
even
logic,
flavored with any
and
Mexican spice.
I went through this basically the first time I encountered a Taco Time, and I haven't thought of it since. But I think the logic was that all fast food restaurants make combination meals with something like a French fry, and Mexican restaurants are the one holdout. They're basically like, wrap it up in a tortilla, drench it in cheese, and you get a soda, and that's it. And I think that Taco Time felt like they wanted to be entry level. and and not confuse people. And so when you got a combo, you got fries and a drink. And well, they don't have French fries in Mexico. Maybe they have,
No. Well, they
right?
do.
Yeah,
They do, but it's not like considered. You don't. It's not average. It's not. It's
right.
not. It doesn't. Yeah. Anyway,
They
but yeah,
should give
tater
you
tots.
like beans and rice. That'd be amazing. But I mean, that's you could go down that road too. Like, how could I deep fry beans and rice and put it in a paper bag
Oh,
and call it a side dish?
well, I guess they can. Let's think here on Armchair Chef. How would you do beans and rice fried? You could make it like a croquette. So basically, like there's the rice balls, the fried rice balls, Oros. I can't even remember the
With
name.
hot
I'm
beans
blanking on it.
inside. Oh, that's just
Yeah,
that's
a mix of rice and beans, and it's
yeah.
balled, and then you put a breading on it and deep fry it. So there
I'm
you
a mix
go.
of rice and beans, and I'm bald. And I believe I will wake up one morning and turn into a French fry.
I don't think there would be any possibility of it exploding in the deep fat fryer at all. I
Do
don't
you, do
think
you
so.
feel like there are things your grandparents told you when you were 3 that have stuck with you until you shake them off, like on purpose? Like my grandmother always used to say, if you eat any more French fries, you're going to turn into a French fry. And I think that's just a thing people said
Oh yeah, yeah.
during the
If you
Depression or whatever. And I really took it to heart. I was like, will I become more and more like the things I eat? And what will that really look like? What could that mean in the real world? I don't know.
basically what that means is that your waist expands and you look a little doughier and softer because yes, you do
Yeah,
become.
but you turn into the
Yeah.
same potato if you drink a lot of beer. Like it's not really the exact shape of what you're eating. That you're not going to turn into a pint glass with foam on top. Like
No, no. However, some people may wish that, and if they meet the genie, that may be one of their 3 wishes. So
when
best
I
of luck
when
to
I
the
go down to
folks
the
who
barber, I'm just like, give me a little foam on top. I'm going to slip back into my pint glass and try to drive home.
slip right back in. There is a George Carlin documentary out, and I
Oh,
have not
right.
seen it yet. However, I have people who have, friends of mine who have, and they're like, you need to watch this. Basically, they're saying it's funny, it's heart touching, it really makes you think, and it just kind of gives you a really good insight on the guy. I've always loved his humor anyway.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if you had seen the
Well,
documentary yet.
like many professional comics, George Carlin was a blisteringly smart person, and I would
Oh yeah,
very much enjoy doing that. And that's a good segue to our new segment, Kelly.
yeah.
This is our second installation of Media Res, our brand new segment, the semi-regular thing, which we're doing all the time anyway. Let's interrupt our train of thought and talk about the movies and TV
Okay,
shows we're
okay.
watching right now. What else are you watching right now?
Let's see. I just started getting into. That's how my brain is working,
Just
folks.
started slipping into
Uh,
this pint glass.
uh, uh, Ted Lasso. I know Ted Lasso has been around for a while, but I'm just now starting to get into it, and
What
I
is Ted Lasso?
understand.
I know only the name, and I'm sure you've even told me on this program before.
I don't know if I have or not. Ted Lasso is a television series on Apple TV right now, and it is about a mid-level American football coach being drafted by an English soccer team to coach them. So that's all I can tell you. But he's kind of this folky country, very nice guy. Well, that's a possum in your head, isn't it? So he's kind of this odd man out. Um, but it got
A
several
Connecticut
Emmys.
Yankee in King Arthur's football stadium.
Pretty much. But it got several Emmys in regard and Golden Globes in regards to writing and comedy. So I'm enjoying it very
Well,
much right
I'm
now.
sold. It sounds good. I don't know why, but when I hear Ted Lasso, all I could think of was Tiger King, and I've conflated those two things. I
No,
had
no.
no idea what it was about. There are many
However,
titles floating around on the Netflix page that I'm like, I don't know what that is. I have a bad guess, and so I'm not going to look. End of story.
However,
So,
the movie that was made for Tiger King with John Cameron Mitchell and Kristen Wiig, yes, on no, not Kristen Wiig. Who's the other woman on Saturday Night Live? Isn't that awful?
the other
Anyway,
woman on Saturday Night Live.
Kate. Kate is her name. She does she's the Carol Bastion. Bastion?
Yeah,
Carol
yeah.
Baskin. It's great. This is usually how all my conversations go with friends. Did you see the thing with the guy and the hands and he does that tiger stuff? It's great. I love
Do
it.
you feel like without your phone, you need to look stuff up, and you're just like, there's somebody. There's what? Just Google SNL woman and talk to me about that.
Kate McKinnon is her
Kate
name.
McKinnon. I saw Kate
yeah.
McKinnon in a movie this morning, as a matter of
You
fact.
did? What were you watching?
I finally saw Yesterday, which was charming. Do you know the premise of Yesterday?
I don't.
So a very unsuccessful young British musician gets hit by a bus and wakes up in a world where no one's ever heard of the Beatles. And so he
okay.
like capitalizes on his knowledge of that other world where the Beatles exist, and like turns into a superstar because he can just pump out all this amazing music, right? It's adorable and very, very good. And she plays a pretty terrible music promoter that gets her hooks into him and tries to make a lot of money.
Excellent. Speaking of Kate McKinnon, she is stepping down from her role at Saturday Night Live. So, and also Pete Davidson, Aidy Bryant, and God, there's one other guy. Again, that guy with the hands and the hair. You know
that guy with the hands and the hair. Well, I thought he'd be here forever.
Kyle Mooney. That's his name. Kyle Mooney.
I heard there was a lot of shakeup in the SNL cast. I thought it was somewhat involuntary. What's going on over there?
I don't think it's involuntary. I think these people are leaving because, you know, they've been on there
careers.
for. Yeah, I think they're moving forward in their careers. I mean, Aidy is doing. She had done a short 3-season series called Shrill and had great success with that. Kate McKinnon is jumping more into the movies.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson, as you know, Pete Davidson, he's dating Kim Kardashian, so he's dealing with all that stuff. But he was a director of his own movie.
I will warn you against saying "as you know" and then any sentence ending with Kardashian. I don't, but sure.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No problem.
But many of our listeners probably do.
No problem. And Kyle Mooney, I don't know if Kyle Mooney is moving more into theater, but he's kind of this quirky, always played background character roles, these odd little roles. So I don't know what he's doing, but I know the other three have done other television and other movie projects. So, but Kyle, good luck to you. Good luck.
Well, Kelly, my answer to the Media Res question is this week, I'm watching the unintentionally hilarious Lost Pirate Kingdom on Netflix, which is a brand new docuseries, which I guess is a term for a drama that doesn't have to be very good because it claims to be a documentary. It's narrated by Derek Jacobi. It is insanely bad. The dialogue is often just individual swear words, as if the writers think they are writing the newest episode of Deadwood, but I promise you they are not. It's so bad it's fun to make fun of. That's why I'm digging deep into this.
What's the name again, please?
It is known to the world as The Lost Pirate Kingdom, a documentary series with a lot of, they reuse a lot of footage. Like some of the pirate ships shooting each other are clearly just cheap CGI. Some of them are from old movies. And if you watch a few episodes, you'll find that they wind up reusing the same 6 shots like over and over again. They have this flyover of Port Royal that is just like at every episode. Like, meanwhile, the pirates are here again. It cuts between like bad community theater and cheap CGI and scientists you've never heard of who wrote books you've never read talking about how awesome the pirates are. And I learned something really interesting from all of this. Pirates are cool. No, I learned that. What is Blackbeard's name? Do you know Blackbeard's name?
I don't.
Well, it's spelled Edward Teach, but everyone in this show pronounces it Thatch. So it's Teach, but they say Thatch, which means, I guess I've been saying his name wrong. And maybe he had that problem in real life, and that's why he said, screw it, I'm called Blackbeard now.
I'm Blackbeard. He was having his speech impediments with it, TH and that sounds,
That's possible.
That's very possible. Unless someone just read it wrong or spelled
Everyone
it wrong.
in the show says Thatch, and I guess it's probably the right way to say it. But yeah.
I've never heard that before. Okay, I'm going to have to go dig up on that one. James, let's take a break. This episode of Here All Week is brought to you by Whereabouts, the location specialists.
Folks, do you sometimes wonder where your friends are?
Do you wonder about the exact location of the people closest to you?
Of course you do, and now you can get location information faster than ever about friends, family, and even complete strangers with Whereabouts.
Whereabouts is the world's newest and greatest personal tracking service.
It uses mostly public data to create a synergistic map showing where everyone is and what they are doing all of the time.
In fact, if you use a cell phone or know someone who does, you're already in our system.
That's right. Our info gathering protocols are based on the same basic rules as many shipping, shopping, and dating sites.
But with a level of detail that's unavailable anywhere else, even to wireless providers and law enforcement.
For a small monthly fee, members of Whereabouts can learn what we already know about their friends, co-workers, parents, arch-enemies, and even themselves.
Imagine, it's midnight, you're watching TV and wondering, where is Susan?
If she's not with you, she could be anywhere, even with that bastard Steven. So find out for sure with Whereabouts.
To begin, just enter some of Susan's personal information. It's less than you think.
Susan's dot will immediately pop up on the real-time 3D Whereabouts map.
Our self-patented AI uses motion and sound to determine whether Susan is walking, running, driving, sleeping alone, or sleeping with someone else.
And if she sets that phone down, we can still use the mic and camera to estimate where she is and what she's doing.
Whereabouts can tell you if Susan is reading a book, watching a movie, or giving wet, sloppy kisses to that bastard Steven.
And if you want, Whereabouts will give you a dot for Steven, too.
That's right. And that's not all. You can have a dot for everyone who has passed within a specified radius of Susan and Steven over any period of time.
Want to know who she talks to on Sunday morning and then follow them through the week? You can do it with Whereabouts.
Between web searches, emails, and just plain talking out loud, people tell us a lot about themselves.
Not just what they're doing right now, but what they're planning to do next.
Learn about Susan's bus and flight schedules, her shopping habits, and even her favorite restaurants and TV shows, all with Whereabouts.
We know more about Susan than she does, and soon you'll know it too.
Still not convinced? Whereabouts knows where you are right now, which is why a special discount offer is appearing on the video screen to your left.
Just nod gently or say the word yes in any language, and one of Whereabouts' friendly location engineers will reach out to you shortly.
You did it again. So start using Whereabouts today. You're already in the system, so why not get the benefits too?
Thanks for listening, Robert, and have a pleasant drive to the grocery store.
Oh, and don't worry about that mole. It's probably nothing.
Whereabouts, the location specialists. Track responsibly.
We also do stakeouts. I love the fact you did it again. Location engineers.
So it's right
That's
there
not an
for
easy
you,
word.
Kelly. No, it's not.
Location engineers.
Just
Wow.
found that one out. Say it 5
Stakeout.
times fast.
Terrible movie featuring I'm doing it again. Oh my God, Dan Aykroyd and Rosie O'Donnell. That's what it is. Thank
you're
you.
trusting your interior Google, and it's dropping you every
It's
time.
not working, man.
Oh,
It's
dear,
you know,
oh,
I got to
dear.
tell you, I hit menopause and my mind went right out the window. Any recall, anything like that?
I
just-
think
it's-
for the time being, it's fair to say that your cup of names is just full. You can't remember everything. No one could remember everything, right? So some of the
true.
things you know now have displaced some of the things you
Some of the
thought
things-
you still
yeah.
knew. Yeah, that's
It's
right.
true. It's true, but it makes me look like a complete
Sure,
silly
but that's
idiot.
because you hike your trousers up and just walk into the mud. Like that, the foolish thing is starting, right? If you can't finish, don't start. I know that it's one is compelled to fill the empty space even in a private conversation, but still, it's like, oh, that reminds me of that. Who is that? What am I thinking
is
of?
that
I'm just gonna have a little nap now.
I don't remember too much, Lieutenant Dan. Gosh.
But I know what love is.
But I know what love is. Thank you, Lieutenant Dan. Oh, man. James, I got a whole bunch of different trivias here for you that you get to choose from which you want.
Oh,
I'm gonna give
wow.
you
It's a
couple of
multiple
different-
choice. It's a super multiple choice where
Super
I choose
multiple
the
choice.
trivia thread. It's like playing Trivial
Yep.
Pursuit right here
Yep.
on the podcast radio. All
It
right,
is.
bring me the choices.
Your choices are performing arts, cars and sports, health and cooking, geography.
Okay.
I'm going through the scroll.
Okay, my
Music.
preferences for those categories are the following: 9, 2, 5, and 7. So I guess we're going to have to go with performing arts.
Okay, performing arts it is. Excuse me. Let's see. Who played?
I walked into the mud again. Damn it, I thought you were going to pick sports.
Okay, Lieutenant Dan, here we go. Who played Anita in the first Broadway production of West Side Story?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
Cheetah Rivera.
Okay.
So, in which U.S. city is Broadway located?
Broadway the Street in New York City.
New York City?
The town's so nice, they named it twice the greatest city in the world, New York City.
Yes.
Where I was just this last weekend.
How was New York City?
Hot. It was hotter than
really?
the devil on the East Coast this weekend. Yeah, poor timing on my part.
Oh, my goodness. What is the longest running Broadway show?
Is it Cats?
No.
Let's
it's
go
not.
with Cats. I'm going to go with Cats.
No, it's not.
My choice is Cats.
The Phantom of the Opera.
Of course it is.
The Phantom of the Opera is there. The
It's
longest
still
running show
there.
on Broadway. Let's see. Which show is the highest grossing production on Broadway ever?
Is it Hamilton?
Sabanya!
Oh, it's the Lion King, right? It's good
Yes.
for all ages. It's
Yes,
a
it is.
lion.
In what year was Broadway established?
This isn't performing arts. This is Broadway. You tricked me. I'll go with sports.
Se-
In what year was Broadway established? 1878.
Oh, you're so close. 1750.
That's not close at all.
It's
That's
not
terrible.
close at all.
Just because they look so close together from this far away.
Let's see. Also with the performing arts, in which period did ballet originate?
The Baroque period.
It's one of your favorites, I believe it is.
Ballet.
Italian Renaissance.
The
Don't you love
Italian Renaissance. Sure.
Yes. Okay, sure. Whatever. Sounds great.
Sure. Whatever.
Yeah, just set it on my plate. I'll deal with it.
I'll chop it up. Just send it back to the kitchen. Put a little more char on that meat.
They suddenly went from Broadway stuff to ballet questions in this. What is a plie in ballet?
It's where you bend your knees, isn't it?
It is bending at the knees where you bend your knees, isn't
It's
it? Yes.
it's like a fat Clemenza, but she's facing the other way.
Is there a cannoli involved? I'll take that. Okay, because those questions were so awful, thank you, opinionstage.com. I'm going to throw some card trivia questions.
I didn't know performing arts was slang for only the performing arts
Only
that
the
are
performing arts.
musical theater.
Yeah.
I thought it might be
who
a
is
more
it?
broad category in which I could sail by with one wrong answer on Broadway. but
Oh,
no.
wrong. Which animal can be seen on the Porsche logo?
Porsche has a logo? Yeah, I have no idea. Is it a Jaguar?
It's the horse.
It's a Jaguar.
It's the horse.
Is it a Pinto?
One more. A bean. What does BMW stand for in English?
Big muscular woman.
No, come on.
BMW can stand for lots of things. Oh, do you mean in the car brand
In
specifically?
the auto, yes. What does BMW stand for?
Cannoli Motorworks. I don't know what B stands for.
Bavarian Motorworks.
Bavarian
Anyway,
Motorworks.
folks, thanks so much for joining us here on Hero Week with a trivia that is always done without any prep, and I never know how poorly it's going to be written. Thank you so much, James. What does he win? Oh, you win
The
recliner.
adulation of our fans.
The Lazy Boy recliner is yours.
Oh, and a year's supply of turtle wax.
What you got coming up this week, my friend?
This week, wow, this is so. I'm.
Well, first of all, you said you had a story.
I'm
You had a
doing the
story.
fast turnaround. So I went to visit a friend on the East Coast, and we spent Saturday in Brooklyn, and watching a lovely sunset and shopping for bagels and what have you. And then I was going to come home on Monday night. And Monday morning, I got an email from my airline that said, "You are coming home on Wednesday morning." And I was like, "Really?"
Oh.
This airline has been having some staffing shortages, and they were just like, poof, you're staying an extra day and a half. So that was uncomfortable because now I'm working this less than 24-hour turnaround. I landed today at noon. Tomorrow at noon, I'm getting on a plane for San Francisco to go to Kubla Khan. So I just dump out my suitcase and fill it up again with games to take to San Francisco.
Man, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, well,
So-
actually, what it really means is packing and unpacking isn't that hard because most of it's just, the bathroom kit and whatnot,
Sure.
the carry-on, they just stay packed. But it just means that I had to triage a bunch of, busy work that I was going to do this week that I'm going to have to do next week.
So I have to ask you, this person you were visiting lives in the area, or did they fly in from somewhere else?
They live in the area of the eastern United States.
Excellent. Because no, the only concern is as far as for with travel and hotels and things like that, it's like if you didn't have a hotel reservation, it's like poor guy, is he sleeping in the airport for a day and a half or
I don't know
paying
actually.
premium
So
rates?
I'm pretty sure that if I didn't complain until I actually got home. I was like, fine, I'll take the res. I'm good here. I can crash an extra night, right?
Hmm.
I think that if I had they actually after I complained, I texted the airline this after I landed, and I was like, all right, fix me up, and they were like, well, do you have a hotel to reimburse? No. Do you have parking in Seattle? No. Uh, but you can give me money. And they're like, yeah, okay, we can give you money. And they gave me a $450 credit, which I think is maybe more than I spent on the flight. So that's cool. I'll buy
Okay,
another
all right.
flight.
You got
And
something out of it.
I'm retired, and I don't need to be back home. If I had been bumped to like Friday, then we have a problem. Then I'm like frantically calling the airline and booking myself straight to San Francisco and doing that
Right,
dance.
right.
But instead I was just like, you know what? There are there are 200 other people on this plane who desperately need to either get out or get home
Yeah,
faster than I do. I'll just let it be.
I'll lay back a bit. Yeah.
Yep.
So I've done that a few times where you're waiting to board and they're like, this plane is, overbooked. Who wants to give up a
Oh
seat
yeah,
for
it
a
was
voucher?
nothing like that. It was all the planes are oversold. They always, run the risk of booting people because they oversell the flights because
Hmm.
a crazy percentage of people just don't show up or they
I
got an
know.
earlier flight or whatever.
Right,
And
right.
this was nothing like that. Like they texted me, they got a hold of me through email and everything as quickly as they could, like almost 24 hours before my flight was due to leave. So I
Okay.
wasn't like sitting at the airport. That would have been obnoxious. I've certainly had that situation where I was flying home from Germany. I forget the airport that's closest to Essen, but flying home from Germany through London and then back to the U.S., London was fogged in, and that okay, we have to go through London, but we can't go through London. Is there any way to get home? No, you're going to wait another day, and then we just
Yeah.
had to park in the airport for a whole day,
Ugh.
which was obnoxious too.
Yeah, that is obnoxious. Well, I'm glad you made it home safely, and I'm glad you did a quick turnaround. There you go.
Yeah,
Done and done.
I'm going to work till midnight and then get on a plane. I still have a bunch to do, but
Yep.
I can do it.
You can do it. You got this. You got this. Let's see. For me, this past week, it is a sea of boxes. The new house is coming along nicely, though. Our contractor is a great guy, and he is hauling ass and getting stuff done. So the floors are done, the kitchen cabinets have been painted, the new furnace goes in tomorrow. Tomorrow. Um, it's coming along. I'm excited for the pictures that I'm seeing. However, on this side of the city where we are, chaos reigns supreme. We
Well,
finally made the realization that we're not going to hit the deadline of being packed by the time we move. So we have called the moving company and said we need to book a day, or at
oh,
least 5 hours with some packers. So we're
yeah.
packing like 90% of everything, but it's the difficult things to pack, like it's like the television and the larger pieces of art and the big
Yeah.
giant china cabinet. So it's like I don't know how to wrap those or pack those. So it's well worth the extra
Yeah, for
spend,
the
which is
hard
what we
stuff,
weren't.
it's worth it to get the
Yeah.
professional help. Never
Yep.
be afraid to get professional help in anything that you
It's true.
cannot do yourself.
Right. And I realized it's like, oh, there's no way I can do this. So they were great. They're coming the day before, and so I'm working with some anxious teens in the home because they are kind of flatlining with how much stuff they have and how to pack it, and they don't want other people touching their stuff. And it's like I'm slowly trying to come on, just get it in a box, just label it, get it in a box. So,
Is that part of what we
yeah.
learn as we grow old and our bones become tired to appreciate other people dealing with
Yes.
our crap?
Yes, it's true. It's true. Yeah, these the kid and their partner are doing as best they can, and I just leave the bedroom door closed. Is what I do. I just pack your stuff. Yeah, I just don't even. Every now and then I
When
poke
I
my head
open
in and
this
say,
door on Wednesday, everything better be in boxes or it's going out in the
everything
yard.
better be in boxes. But basically, what it is that I've said I said we've got to treat this move like we're going on a trip. You're going to pack a suitcase with your essentials for about 3 or 4 days. So, whatever underwear,
Yeah.
sleeping, toothbrush, face stuff. I said, pack a suitcase like vacation, because you're going to need it because everything is going to be chaos
It's
the
the
next few
first
days.
in, last out theory of moving.
Yep.
You don't have all your stuff, even when you have all your stuff.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting as we get closer to the date of when the Packers come, and I'm slowly seeing the anxiety rise. I see them, they flatline a lot on me. They'll come home and be like, I'm so tired. I don't want to. I'm like, honey, we are all tired.
You're tired of anticipating packing. I
Yeah.
get that kind of tired.
We are all tired. So just keep going. I said, if anything, just open a box and just put stuff in and just put your name on it. You'll be going through it after we move there. It's fine. We'll get to it. But okay. So
I think
this
you
is the
should,
first...
maybe you should promise them, and maybe they won't enjoy this as much as I do, but promise them the delight of unpacking is almost as great as the unjoy of packing, because you'll throw a bunch of crap into a box that you haven't looked at in years, and then you'll be forced to look at it and sort it and put it where it belongs in a new place. And I think that's actually kind of fun. I think moving has a lot of delightful parts. The time pressure and everything fits in a box is a pain, but then once it's all there, yeah. let's have a little party, because we're turning this space into an exact copy of our old space.
Yeah, exactly. I have done enough moves in my life where I am now fully aware of, as I'm packing stuff, I'm like, nope, don't need it. Nope, because I'm just done opening boxes going, why the hell did I pack this? It was the last minute scramble is what it was, and I'm trying to avoid it at all costs. Anyway, so that's where we are. Folks, I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. As always, it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to have you spend your time with us. Be kind to yourself, be kind to your family, your friends, your neighborhood, be gentle. Oh, take a deep breath, meditate a bit. We are all going through it. Thank you so much. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week.
We didn't have any internet issues.
Except when the internet cuts out and screws us.
Internet.
Come here, internet. Let me show you something.
Thinking about murdering you.
You got a real pretty interface.
I've been studying. I got a Kaiser blade. Some people call it a sling blade.
I've never seen that movie, so I just do the dumb voice, and everyone starts
Oh my
saying
God,
Sling
you have to
Blade.
see that movie.
I'm
You
like, son
have
of a
to see
bitch! I'm doing a dumb voice, and now I guess I'm doing an impression. Maybe I should be
Thinking
doing
about killing you.
my Marlon Brando impression. It's
Oh
something.
my God.
The internet's cut out on me again. I don't know. Let's see if I can do another episode when.
Tell you what, Marlon, I've been thinking about killing you.
Bring your problems over here. Then we just take a look at them.